guys, this is Lord Chael speaking on behalf of our show sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords and ladies. They allow you to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so you can officially call yourself a lord or a lady. Established Titles is not just about your ego. You also get to do some good. In addition to your new fancy title, Established Titles supports global charities like One Tree Planet and Trees for the Future to help with the afforestation effort. Your title pack gets you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land in a private estate in Scotland. Your certificate features a unique plot number where you can see the exact location of your land. And right now, Established Titles is holding 200 plots of land right next to mine. So come join me in the Bad Guy Inc. Kingdom. Getting this certificate even allows you to officially change your name to Lord or Lady. Put it on your credit card, put it on your plane tickets, or if you're so inclined, put it on your dating profile. Makes for a great last-minute gift, and there's even couples packs that come with adjoining plots of land. Established Titles is having a great limited-time sale. Go to establishedtitles.com/Chael to save 10% off today. Remember to use the promo code Chael, or just click on the link below. My mother told me my entire life, she said, one day you're going to wake up and your eyes are going to change. So one day I woke up and my eyes changed. I thought there was something in my eyes. I use my phone. The phone is the first thing I see in the morning before I even see my hot-ass wife because it's my alarm clock. So I grab that phone right away. I turn the phone off. I start going to the news and the world news and the local news and the MMA news. I'm sure some of you can relate, but my point is I need those eyes first thing in the morning. I can't see. So it was to the point that I even went in the bathroom and splashed my eyes with water. Thought I had something in my eyes. I still am not seeing the face as good as it can. I go, oh my gosh, this is the day that my mother was talking about. Now, this is a number of years ago, but I've been wearing readers ever since. I went in for a prescription, and the doc told me, no, you don't qualify for a prescription. Go down to Rite Aid and get these things called readers. So ever since then, I've been looking for a fashionable pair of lenses. Not an easy thing to do, and quite frankly, it's not a very fun process to go around and look for them. You're online, you're trying to guess, you're going in stores. It's just not that great. I finally find a pair. This is like a 2.5, 3-year mission. I find the pair, I get them shipped, I take them to something called Lens Crafters where they put the reader's specs in them, put them on for the first time. Now, this is going to be my new look. This is how you guys are going to see me, right? I'm now going to be glasses guy. You got to get this right. First person to see me is the little maniac that lives upstairs in my house named my son Thero, who's 7 years old, and says, boy, Dad, those sure are funny glasses. It's like, well, they weren't meant to be funny glasses. So then the next person I see is my daughter, who also has a nice laugh and tells me those are very funny glasses. So at any rate, I'm filling you guys in because I would actually like an opinion on them. I have a very low self-esteem on these, what do you call self-consciousness, right? But I'll listen to you. Level with me. Okay. The world of MMA is a little bit slow right now. I have felt that. You know, I have the days where we get some controversy, and I'm not saying this is good stuff, but I'm sharing with you a press conference where Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier decide to get into fisticuffs. The days where Conor McGregor decides to go bust into a vehicle. Like things like this, MMA has been a little bit quiet. In some of the feature pouches, I feel that guys aren't even hyping. I mean, the story between Pereira and Adesanya is amongst the great stories in MMA history, and it's not being told. It just simply isn't being told. The fact that they've already competed for, there is some smart marks that understand. Very few understand that they've competed twice before. Nearly none of those very few understand why the second match was even necessary and how we've got to the third match. I'm just sharing for you. From my role as a storyteller, it's been hard, and I'll tell you what, I caught some fire with one. And I caught fire with straight up speculation. I come to you with no evidence. And the only thing that I can do before this garbage comes out of my mouth is disclose to you that this is garbage. However, the UFC, well over 15 years ago, closer to 18 years ago, whenever there was a main event, they would, whatever weight class that was, they would put on the main card a featured match within that same weight class. So now you're doing a few things. First off, you got two guys that are in shape, that know the date, that are looking for a paycheck, that are licensed, that have gone through a training camp. And in case you have to break a fight up to preserve your main event, you can go grab one of two guys. Great. As simple as that sounds, it has been a very effective, right? When you need it, boy, do you ever need it. We also have this backup fighter situation. I like the backup fighter. Some people don't, right? We can have those conversations. I like the interim championship. Some people don't. But we acknowledge that they exist, and we also acknowledge that we don't fully know the criteria for when we're going to execute that. So we don't fully know when there's going to be backup fighters. As soon as we had our first ever backup fighter, I would have guessed for you guys, and I would have been wrong, that we're going to have a backup fighter for every single title fight that we do moving forward. That hasn't been the case. I don't know why. I don't have the rhyme or reason. I can just look at situations where we did use it, and I can identify commonalities amongst those situations. If I'm to use Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, if I'm going to use a pay-per-view and I'm to use a world title fight, as my indicator for times that we've used a backup, I could go back to the last time we went to the Garden for a title fight on a pay-per-view, and we had a backup fighter. That would have been Usman versus Covington Part 2. We used Luque, backup fighter. Now, we don't have anybody on the main card that is a fellow middleweight. As a matter of fact, we've only got one middleweight fight on the entire card. Neither one of them are 5-round championship ready. And it's not a feature match. That lends me to believe that we're going to have a backup fighter. Who would that be? And if we were to go grab fighters that would at all be entertaining for Pereira, you could throw a dart at a wall with the top guys. We're interested in all of them. He's only had 3 matches, hasn't shown a ton of skills. We would want to see that and not know who the victor was going to be. It's very tricky to do with Adesanya. Everybody in the top 5, Adesanya's fought. 3 of them, he's fought twice. So now we would essentially be bringing in a backup fighter that is going to have an air of redundancy should they get in there with Adesanya, unless the backup fighter is Chimaev. Now that's the rumor, that's the speculation, that's the conspiracy, but what do you think? And I've got some evidence to lean towards that. It's circumstantial evidence at best, I admit, but Khamzat Chimaev has not clarified what weight class he's going to be going. His last time on a scale qualified him to the middleweight class. They made up something called a catch weight, which isn't even a real thing. I'm just sharing for you. It wasn't welterweight. Okay. Why is he quiet about that? Is this the reason why? Chimaev was rumored to be associated in a number 1 contenders match in the first quarter of 2023 opposite Colby Covington. He never confirmed that. Why? Khamzat Chimaev was called out very vocally and very aggressively by Belal Muhammad 5 days ago, to which he never responded. Why? The answer does not have to be that he's a backup fighter at Madison Square Garden, but I do believe that the answer would lie somewhere within, because he already knows what he's going to do next. The reason he's not signing off on the Colby fight or responding to the Belal fight is because he does have a plan and he does know what he's going to do next, and therefore doesn't feel he needs to respond. What if I'm right? I will share with you, for the first time in a year, I can't reach him. And I sent him a text ahead of time as to why I need him to call me. I told him, because I think you're going to be a backup fighter. He went radio silent. I've had guys do that to me before. It's because I'm onto something. They don't want to have to lie to me and then ultimately piss me off. And they can't tell me because they've been sworn to secrecy. Now, I admitted to you guys up front, my evidence is circumstantial at best. But I'm under the wire. Time is ticking. I do believe there's a backup fighter in place. I don't know who it is. I don't believe any backup fighter that had to go in at the 11th hour and to draw attention and excitement from us would be somebody within the top 5. The best answer, whether it is or not, the best answer for that situation is Chimaev. So what do you think?